the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Green Bay Packers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Oh, good return up past the 30. Still going. And it will be an excellent return here all the way down inside the 25-yard line. What a play.
As the offensive guys trot on the field, you know they're congratulating the special teams guys to get them in great position. And while they're going out there, I'm guessing the quarterback's thinking about taking some good shots at the end zone right now.
Ready? Let's go.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there. Now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Now 2nd and 3.
Ready.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
My season team is a people. Dumb. Great.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Go, Rig. Go. Ready,
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
70 range. Hawk 7. Trap 60. Trap 60. Warrior 70. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Now this time, Willis throwing it. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Lions. 79 Broncos. Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Looking to put a drive together. Now Hall to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle, and they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on third down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They go play action here on first down.
That's
Right back to Wilson. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
First down. First and goal, Jets.
Let's go. Hawk 70.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Left side, he's got the tight end, Hodges. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
And not enough on the throw that time, as that one is incomplete. So on comes a field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk from the left hash, a chip shot here. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, took that thing off my plate.
I should probably stop the head, boy, because I got all the heads, boy.
Oh, yeah, so
All that
it's
drink
like
you got to chill. I be on my little mouse drill. All that rap to pay your bills. Yeah, I'm on some rappers pay my bills. All the books me, I thought it make it richer.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Lloyd. And he'll They'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
The
Packers sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. You talk about this Jets defense. They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass, you know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
He has enough for the first down, and the keeper a gain of 6.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
But this time, Willis will throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down.
Here we go. Go.
Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1.
Yeah.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this
Yeah, second quarter just started.
In 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now they'll look to Willis to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
In 2nd and inches.
Ready? Check out.
Once again, it's Jacobs.
This
one in for a Packer touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wound up punching this one into the end zone.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
Easy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
You should have fumbled that.
Exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
That was the Jets.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 14.
Yeah.
It's John Mechie. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're
Stop here will
dominating
be
and it allows
huge.
their
He gets
interior
ball
guys
half.
to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know,
Very
because
good
bring in
player.
your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line,
He won the
your
Super Bowl with the
offensive line
Jets.
has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He still got that ball.
On the slant, and he finds Mitchell. And he'll go down, but not before getting this
He
inside.
just got that off.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback
See, people would ever be saying
reading
be that
the pressure
accurate.
that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his
Come here.
route. And the quarterback hit him in stride. He was able to run free after the catch.
What a terrible
He's
move.
going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
You gotta have some speed because he got away from people.
Touchdown of the season. And the Jets are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Full connects on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Give me a good one. There we go.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across
stop
the
taking
50
throws at some
inside
point.
the 45.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Come on, come on. Let's go.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss
Check,
results
man.
there.
Check, man. Ready? Liking it. Go,
That
Jack.
Golden
Go,
is
Jack.
tired.
Buffalo 18. Rig alert, rig alert. Hup.
It's a play fake. Here's Willis. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep
Go
it.
Willis.
Powering his way forward. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Hey, check that. Street.
18-yard line.
Ready?
Jacobs going to try the middle.
He's trying to look the ball up.
Line tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
18 runner. 18.
11-yard line.
Back to throw, Willis. On the crossing route, complete. It's Reed. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Gain on the play. And the Packers first down.
Street.
1st and goal
Let's
at
go.
the 6-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 19 Chargers. 79 Broncos. Mustang 19. Ready?
Now Willis to throw.
Great job. Great block.
Into the end zone.
Great block.
Malik Willis, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers have moved down in front. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 3. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
Open man down the field. This is Mitchell. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Let's go. Oh, my Lord. Oh.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now.
Can't drop that.
Come through with another one here,
Oh,
and
you
now
can't
they're
drop
staring at
that,
a 3rd
man.
and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though.
Come on, switch me to the right now. Come on.
But he does get the
Dang,
pass
man.
by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of
Switch me to the
scrimmage.
God.
He is going to have a Jets 1st down.
I knew that was going to happen.
There on 3rd down, he winds up getting 7. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Hall want to give up the middle. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority 1.
He'll look to throw.
Great defense.
Incomplete.
Great defense.
Right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And folks, kick is good.
We might get another good kick return here if you kick it to us.
Now it's 17-13. So they're able to end that drive with 3
Yeah, 2
points
great
in
kick
this
returns already.
possession ball game.
3 points would be
You want to
huge.
end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT? That's
7 would be amazing.
Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the
Still
field
good.
goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, boy.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. As the
I
clock
don't
will
have a good
stop,
kicker. That's the
21
issue.
seconds to go here in the 1st half. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Buffalo 18. 18 cards.
Here's Willis. And this is going to be intercepted. Loose inside the 30. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. They run it with Hall off the option. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. 19. Warriors 17.
He'll look to throw.
Good defense. Great defense.
And he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
I need to pick her,
Get a
but
timeout.
this one get upset.
With 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The Folks' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
17. Jets 16.
So first nothing turnovers.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
I think my playbook is different.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard.
Great defense, great defense.
Trailing and looking for
Don't lag out, please.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus...
I'm only up 1, so probably.
...resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He's so open.
Finds Wilson downfield. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there. Now they'll audible to something else. Now a play fake here on first down. He finds Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll give to Hall. He'll take it inside the 25.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself.
I'm about to say, you broke that tackle. Yeah, broke the tackle. If I ain't hit him again.
Really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion.
Defense playing well, though.
Finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
And they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
After the main field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they're trailing the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Back to throw, Willis.
Let's go.
Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
You see it.
Hurt. Ready.
What type of block was that? Had a touchdown. Come on, lineman.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to
Oh,
leave him
that's
with
a terrible block.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Now this time, Willis throwing it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So 2 lead changes already in this 3rd quarter. One side takes the lead with a field goal, the other takes it right back.
And I'm starting to get the feel that it's going to be this way all the way to the end. I hope you feel the same way, because in this particular game, these two are evenly matched. Let's see how it turns out.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A 3rd quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Now that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall.
I seen the screen. I just couldn't get to it.
Midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and
That
a
should have been
Jet
like
first
Russell
down.
yards.
A gain of 16 yards.
A handoff for Hall. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. Pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Cash.
Folks' kick is good. And they have regained the lead. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
Let's go.
Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's going.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Don't give it back up, though.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just highlight the way.
This is caught inside the 15. Way in. Touchdown, New York. Adonai Mitchell with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead here this third quarter. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
One thing you couldn't give up was a big touchdown. Switch out of
Fulton
it, too.
now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Let's go now.
We'll start on the ground here on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Now Willis. Will swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
19 Charger, 19 Charger. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 19 tight, 19 tight. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Willis looking to throw it. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
First down.
Mustang 19. 18, 5 in. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Here's Willis. And that one too far in front. They couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Another completion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple, and that's exactly why they trail.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
Brings up 3rd down and 12.
Willis looks to pass it here. That is caught. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Let's go now.
Jacobs will score. Touchdown, Packers. And that touchdown is going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
It's the score. Packers 34. Jets 28.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, Oliver.
To regain the lead in a tight one. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set them back on 2nd.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. They'll set up to throw.
Let's go, boys.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is a live football. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Packers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. They'll going for 2.
I blocked the punt.
After. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13.
41. Jets 28.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Still got 5 big minutes. You know, we got great play.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Oh, that's the quarterback from
The big play to
Georgia
start
Tech.
out has him at the 45 already. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle and complete to Wilson. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 48.
They'll look to throw here. He gets this one to match it. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Great tackles, great tackles.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down.
Smart. I had a feeling it was coming.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there.
He can't pass against stop.
Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw.
It's not a...
Well, it looked like they marched to the end zone.
It's not a legal forward pass.
Completion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll drop the throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
That's smart.
1st and goal. They got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the RPO, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
41. Jets, 36.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my face compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really want to brag. I'm just told that I'm leaving with a bag.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a gain of 34. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a handoff up the middle. Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, Packer was able to get this back.
He just fumbled 2 plays in a row.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a
Conservative.
teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like, it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. handoff. This is Jacobs. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Crack goal 80. Check out.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
So we don't get out of field goal.
This defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Viking 18. Ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
Dang, my line, y'all just not blocking.
Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Yeah.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Let's go now. 7 Pirates. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Say, hurt. 18. Pioneer. Dragon 60.
Willis back to throw here. That
That's what I couldn't do. Just turn it over.
the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchdown.
That's what I couldn't do.
And they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Nah, I should have just, I know better. All I had to do was take 3. All right, defense is up to y'all. I made a terrible mistake.
Back to throw.
Yeah.
It's caught. Mitchell. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw.
Come on, just make the tackle.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. He's back to throw. And this will be caught at the 30. And he's
How did I throw that pass?
Nice game.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10.
Great job.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
He'll look to throw.
Pick. Let's go.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Packers
Crazy because the computer just was going to stand there. Fine switch.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses,
I should have never threw that pick.
defenses,
Shouldn't
they're
even
going to need some work going
went
forward.
down to that. It came down to that.
So for Green Bay, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the
picks out
Carolina
there?
Panthers.
2.
Meanwhile, for the Jets,
Yeah.
the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they
The
head
first
down
one
to
he
Miami
threw, I
to
believe
take
so.
on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL.
Yeah, that block punt saved me. On baseball, yep, something calm. I think the first season a person won like 300. 18 weeks plus the playoffs. That's another 4 weeks. No, well, yeah, because after once the Super Bowl is played, you gotta do like the draft and things like that. Yeah, unless people like leave or whatever.